Well, greetings everyone. It's Christopher McClellan from the Whole Care Network, and today we are visiting with Ellen MacKay from Yoga for Caregivers. And Ellen, as I was telling you offline, the Max habit today. I don't get to talk to too many people that have this MAC in their last name, so those Scottish backgrounds really have it going on today.
Definitely. And I always have to spell out my last name. I don't know if you do, but I
Oh
always have
my
to say
goodness.
Mackay.
MAC.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's right. It's like, yeah, it's kind of like an episode on Sesame Street. It's amazing.
Exactly.
Very
Every
good.
time I always have to
Very
spell it out because otherwise I'm always the MC. And they're like, well, we can't find
right.
you. I'm like,
We
well,
can't have that. It's just, but
thank you
goodness,
for having
it
me today.
well, it's great to visit with you. And it's been a while since we've chatted, and we've got a wonderful event coming up on WCN University. And I want to hear more about you and Yoga for Caregivers, but let's talk about why yoga is so important for caregivers.
That's a great question. And I'll make it as easy of an answer as I can. Caregivers deal with a lot of stress.
Yes.
And it's so important for the caregiver themselves to be able to find some balance in between those ups and downs of caregiving. That my goal in sharing these yoga practices is to give caregivers tools that they can use in the little amounts of time that they have available to them, wherever they have available. So, 2 minutes at a doctor's office while you wait. If you've got 5 minutes, a luxurious 30 minutes, whatever time you have available for a little bit of self-care. My hope is to pass on some tools to help calm the nervous system, give yourself a reset, give yourself a little rest, a little respite, and then you can dive back into your caregiving world.
One of the things I've said over the years through my caregiving experience, and I know we're both an after caregiving, and that's, I think, and we'll dig into this a little bit today. We stay in it because we want to help those who are currently in it. But I always tried to practice this. I didn't do it as well as I probably should have in the midst of it, but just set that daily intention, 5 minutes a day for yourself. And yoga would be a perfect exercise to include in that 5 minutes a day of self-care.
Definitely. It's pretty accessible. It sometimes feels very inaccessible, especially the pictures and stuff we may see on social media or in movies or
Hmm.
on TV. But in reality, yoga is really made for every body. It's a little different, just like our bodies are different and our needs are different, but there is definitely something out there for you that can bring some peace and can bring some calm into whatever world, you're a part of.
And we want to emphasize that's two words, everybody.
Everybody. Yes.
Everybody.
Hmm.
Because we're all different shapes and sizes. We're all different ages, and but there's a yoga exercise for everybody, and that's what we want to have on the Whole Care Network University. And who better yet to do that than a certified expert like yourself? But we also want to know what your why is. Why yoga? What attracted you to yoga as it related to your caregiving experience?
Sure. Well, when I became a caregiver, I had already been practicing for, I guess, maybe 10 years. So thankfully, I had a lot of these tools in my back pocket that I didn't know I was going to need in this kind of way. But when my mom got sick and I was in the hospital with her a lot, there wasn't a lot for me to do. In caregiving, sometimes there's a feeling of helplessness
Yes.
and you're just kind of here hoping. So instead of being in my head, which I'm also really very good at, I
Yeah.
decided to breathe instead and see if I could just be present right here, right now, not dive into that worry of what the future holds, or what I could have changed in the past, but really just trying to be right here, being present. And I think that was
Good.
helpful.
Yeah.
It didn't solve my, caregiving struggle, but it definitely made it more manageable. So I'm just hoping to pass that along to anyone that
Yeah,
needs it.
you're living in the moment.
Yeah,
And that moment could be that 5 minutes that you're dedicating to yourself. That can often be hard to find, but that's why we do these. That's why we stay in as advocates to share our experiences so that we can help those who are having their turn, because everybody's going to have a turn at caregiving.
definitely.
Yeah, so let's talk about the event that's coming up on September 20th. That's 9 a.m. Pacific time and 12 p.m. Eastern time, chair yoga for stress relief. Now, when I hear the word chair yoga, what does that really mean?
It really means we're just going to be sitting in a chair for the majority of the class. No need to worry about getting up and down or making sure you have a yoga mat or you have a bunch of yoga props. It's really created to be super accessible.
Hmm.
Wherever you are, if you're in the kitchen, in the living room, wherever, you can sit down, do a little bit of practice, find a little space for yourself, and then go about your day.
Okay, so I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm sitting down.
Hmm.
So what would be let's do a test right now. What would be a good chair yoga while we're in the midst of recording a video podcast?
Of course.
Uh,
So we tend to hold a lot of tension in our neck and shoulders,
yes.
in our jaw too.
Mhm.
So really easy. Bring your shoulders to your ears, give a good squeeze, and then let them drop. Yeah. Let's do it again. Up and squeeze, and then let it go. Right? Feel a little better already?
I feel a little bit better already. I think I have a new exercise routine.
There you go. And that was maybe 10 seconds. So you
I can
can,
find 10 seconds. I can find 10 seconds in my day to do this.
yes, yes. Easy. Take it anywhere. Do it anywhere. Grocery store, whatever.
Mhm.
Driving, do it. You got to let it go.
Gotta let it go. And because I think well, I can only talk for myself. So, and I see the yoga mat and I said, well, do I want to get on that yoga mat and on the floor? And do I have the ability to get up and down from the floor as I once did? But I think doing these chair yoga exercises will help me be better at doing some of the exercises that would be on the mat.
Definitely. They're all, just like I mentioned before, that yoga is for everybody. These are just what we do in the chair are just
Mhm.
variations of things you would do on the mat.
Right.
So if you want to come to class with me on the 20th and practice on a yoga mat, I will be giving options for everything. So it,
Oh,
it
very
isn't
good.
just chair. If you really love rolling out your yoga mat and that's a safe, comfortable space for you, do it and I'll give you options.
Isn't it good to have options?
It's great to have options.
Yeah, yeah. So how long have you been doing yoga?
I've been practicing yoga for, let's see, about 17 years. And I've been teaching for about 15. I actually got into it because my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, said he wanted to try yoga out. And I said, no. I said, I don't think that's for me. But he's my boyfriend. So I was like, well, I'll give it a try. And I did, and I was hooked ever since. It's really helped a lot with my anxiety, my just stress, my
It,
like daily stress. And then when I became a caregiver, it really was like my foundation
it
of,
was an outlet for you.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So what would you say to a newbie to yoga that's interested in coming to the class and might be a little fearful?
Hmm. Great question. So I think what I would say is just give it a try. Um, and don't put a lot of pressure on yourself because we're not going to be doing anything wild. There's no handstands, no headstands,
I don't have to do a
no,
cartwheel or anything.
no, nothing like that is required.
Okay.
Uh, Find a comfy seat. We'll move a little bit. We'll breathe a little bit, and that's it. This is
See, I
not
already
something that you need to feel pressure about.
I have my exercise already. So goodness. And
Easy.
this will be interactive on the Whole Care Network University, and we'll have all the sign up information below in the notes. And Ellen, it's really great to visit with you. I'm excited about the 20th. I know I'm going to be there, and we hope everybody that's watching today will join us. WCN University on September 20th, 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 noon Eastern time. And Ellen, how can people who are watching today get in contact with you for any further information on all the instructions and yoga that you provide?
Sure. You can always go to our website, yoga number 4, caregivers.com. We're also on Facebook, same thing, yoga for caregivers. Reach out if you have questions, if you're curious about more of things we offer. We'd love to chat with you. Everyone that works within the organization is either a caregiver at this time or has been a caregiver previously.
Yeah.
So we are here for you. We're here to support you. And we at least know a little bit about what you're going through. So,
and as I like to say, there are no strangers when it comes to caregivers. Everybody understands the journey, even though the story might be a little bit different. We all understand where you've been, where you're going, and why we all stay in this as advocates after caregiving ends. It's really great to visit with you again today, Ellen. You're just doing great work for caregivers, and it's an honor to be associated with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me today and chatting with me. And it's always good to hang out with you for a little while. So thank you.
And we'll see you on the 20th.
Okay, great.